This is Android Basics, in which we bring you up to date on the things that you should know to use your Android phone.
And now we turn to our Android Basics section. And first of all, we have the next in our Samsung series, where John demonstrates modes and routines.
Hi, John here, and today we're going to be continuing our exploration of the Samsung settings. We're on the third item, which is
Modes and routines, modes, routines.
So I'm going to go ahead and open that up.
Modes and routines. Navigate up, button.
And what we have on this page is modes and routines, as you've probably already guessed. There are two tabs at the bottom. On the left side is modes, and on the right side is routines. So right now we're in modes. I have the focus at the top of the screen.
Choose a mode based on what you're doing or where you are. Your phone settings will change to match your activity or situation.
So what these modes are is you could think of it similar to Do Not Disturb, except more complicated and for specific situations. So, for example, you could have a sleep mode where your phone goes on silent. You could have a work mode where you don't get but certain notifications from certain apps. And here are some of the presets they have in here.
Sleep. Off sleep, button. Theater, not set. Off theater, button. Driving, not set. Off driving, button. Exercise, not set. Off exercise, button. Relax, not set. Off relax, button. Work, not set. Off work, button. Custom.
So as you can see, there is presets, but you can also set up a custom if you want to. So let's just go through one of these. They're all going to be different, but
Driving, not set.
let's not do driving because I'll never use
Theater, not set.
that. But let's try theater.
Modes and routines. Theater. Minimize distractions from notifications, sounds, and light from your phone while watching movies. Start, button.
So there should be a wizard that's going to walk me through. And this
How
is
long do
specific
you want
to theater.
theater to stay on? Page 1 of 4.
So you could set how long you want it to stay on.
Theater mode will turn off. Not selected, until I stop it manually, radio button. Selected, 2 hours, radio button. 01, button, hour. 02, edit box. 03, button, hour.
So I'm going to set it to 3 hours.
03, hour. Next, button.
Then I'm going to hit next at the bottom right.
Turn on Do Not Disturb to avoid distractions in this mode. Page 2 of 4.
So you have the option to turn on Do Not Disturb.
Off Do Not Disturb. On Do Not Disturb.
I'm going to go to next.
Next, button. Choose settings to apply when theater mode starts. Page
And
3
here are
of 4.
some
Dark mode.
recommended settings. Dark
Sound
mode,
mode and volume.
sound mode, and
Always
volume.
on display.
So these are the things they recommend that you either disable or adjust while you're in theater mode.
Done, button.
And then there's a done button.
Modes. Navigate up, button.
Now that I've completed the wizard, I'm on the settings page for the mode.
Turn on, button.
I could turn it on manually.
Turn on manually, duration, 3 hours. Turn on automatically, add conditions for when you want to start this mode.
I could choose the conditions, whether that be a time, location, etc.
Do not disturb, allowed during Do Not Disturb, none allowed, none allowed. On, Do Not Disturb, restrict app usage.
I could choose which apps I want to be able to be used during theater mode.
Off, restrict app usage, switch. Change settings, choose the right settings for theater mode.
Then I can adjust the settings. So I'm just going to back out of here now that I've walked us through customizing a mode.
Modes and routines. Theater.
I'm going to go to routines, which is in the bottom right tab.
Routines, tab. Routines. Selected. Modes and routines. Create routine button.
So you can create a custom routine. In fact, you have to because there are none in here by default.
Discover button. Discover.
But if you go to Discover, you can find some recommended routines. I'm just going to show you
More options button.
what I have here as my routines,
All heading.
just to give you an example of the type of things you can do.
Open camera.
This is called Open Camera, but what I have it set to do is when I double press the side key, it'll take me into the camera. And I have it, the reason I'm using a routine to do that, which is a normal thing, is because I have it set to only do that when my phone is open, because this is the flip. So when it's unfolded, it'll take me to the camera.
Open Nova.
This next routine, Open Nova, is the same thing. When I double press the side key, it will open Nova Launcher. But the condition for this routine is when the phone is folded shut. So you can have it do specific things depending on the state of your phone or which app you're in. So you can really customize it like that.
Color inversion.
This is a routine I have set to invert the colors anytime I open specific apps, and it will automatically uninvert the colors when I leave those apps.
Dim cover screen.
This is a routine I have set when my phone is closed. It will set the screen brightness to 0% while I'm watching a video, because you can't actually hide the screen on the cover screen. So this is my way of conserving battery in those situations.
Close Nova.
This, I just have it set to close Nova Launcher anytime I open my phone, because I only use that launcher for the cover screen. I do not use it for my main display.
Connect AirPods.
This is a manual routine that I have set up that I need to run, and it will connect my AirPods. So because I use my AirPods with multiple devices, instead of having to open the Bluetooth settings, find them, and double tap on them, I can just run this routine from my home screen or the lock screen.
Connect AirPods start button. Start.
And of course, there's a button, because it's a manual routine, that I can start it from this page.
Screen rotation.
And this is a routine that turns on and off screen rotation. So I have my screen locked normally, but certain apps I want to be able to have it automatically turn screen rotation on when I'm in those apps, and then when I leave those apps, it turns it back off. So I'm going to go back up to the top
Modes and routines.
and show you what it's like to create a routine.
Create routine button. Create routine. If.
So there's if, these are the
Add
conditions.
condition.
You can add one condition or you can add multiple conditions. I'm going to open it up.
Conditions. Navigate up button. If. Search. Edit box.
You can search for what you want.
Modes. Mode active.
So the modes that we just went through, those can be one of the conditions. So I could say when I'm in theater mode, also do this.
Manual. Start manually.
This just means you manually turn it on and off.
Context. Wake up time.
You set a time.
Before bed. Sleeping. Traveling abroad. Time. Specific time. Time period. Place. Place.
You can do a location.
Connections. Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi strength.
So I'm not going to go through all these because there's a lot of them, but just to show you how to set this
Wi-Fi
up,
network.
I'm going to say when I'm connected to a specific Wi-Fi network.
Wi-Fi network. Selected, connected, radio button. Not selected, disconnected, radio button. Network. Add. Cancel, button. Done, button, disabled.
So
Cancel,
I'm going
but
to
add.
add a network when I'm connected to.
Wi-Fi. Navigate up, button. Current NIME area, connected.
This is my current network.
NIME area, Wi-Fi network. Add. Unlabeled, button. Selected, connected, radio button. NIME area.
So now I have my Wi-Fi network here.
Unlabeled button.
I'm assuming this unlabeled button is to remove it,
Add.
or I could add another network. So anytime I'm connected to any of these networks,
Cancel button. Done button.
I'm going to hit done.
Wi-Fi network. Create routine. If.
So that was a condition.
Add condition.
I can add another condition, or
Then.
I can just go down
Add action.
and add an action.
Actions. Navigate up button.
So here are some examples of actions.
Keep your phone unlocked. Mobile data. All actions.
So this is a long list of actions that I encourage you to look through yourself because it's very powerful. It can do a lot. But for this demonstration,
Mobile data. Keep your phone unlocked.
I'm just going to say keep my phone unlocked. So when I'm at home, basically, because I'm connected to this Wi-Fi network, I won't have to unlock my phone because I trust everybody that's going to be here.
Keep your phone unlocked for 4 hours after the conditions are met while it's unlocked. OK button.
Hit OK.
Create routine. If.
So now we
Wi-Fi
have,
network connected to NIME area.
this says the condition.
Remove Wi-Fi network. Add condition. Then. Keep your phone unlocked. Disabled. Remove. Keep your phone. Add action.
We could add another action if we want to.
When routine ends. Reverse actions. One action.
And this is turned on by default. When routine ends, reverse it. So when I become not connected to this network, make it so my phone has to be unlocked again.
Cancel. Save.
I'm going to hit save.
Modes and routines. Routine name. Wi-Fi network. Edit box.
So you could change the name. It's just called Wi-Fi network because that's the condition I put. And then below this,
Wi-Fi symbol. Image.
you can choose
Icon.
the icon for it.
Gallery. Icon. Wi-Fi symbol. Image.
And that's not something I am too concerned about, but you can customize it if you want. I'm just going to look for the
Done button.
done button in the bottom right, and that should save this routine.
Create routine. Save. Scan your fingerprint. Verify your identity. Scan your fingerprint. Wi-Fi network saved. Modes and routines. Create routine button.
So of course it asked for my fingerprint because I was telling it to keep my phone unlocked. So it doesn't always ask you for your fingerprint. It just depends on what's in the routine you're setting up. So that's how to create a routine. I'm just going to go to the top right on the page.
More options button. Pop-up window. History.
So
Settings.
I'm going to go into settings here.
Settings. Navigate up button. Modes and routine settings.
So there's a few things on this page.
Samsung account. John Dyer. Notifications.
You can change your account. You can turn on or off notifications because if a routine's running, it's going to show up in your notification panel.
Show modes and routines on app screen. On. Switch.
This is whether you want it in your app drawer or not. If you put it in your app drawer, you don't have to go to the settings to get to this modes and routines area.
Routines. Heading. Show routines on lock screen.
You can have your routines shown on your lock screen for quick access.
On. Show routines on lock screen. Switch. Privacy. Heading.
And then here's just
Privacy notice.
the boring stuff down here. So that's just a quick overview of some of the things you can do with Samsung modes and routines. I will hand it back to the podcast crew now.
Thank you very much, John. I do like Samsung's differences here. I mean, I don't use my Samsung phone particularly often, but it does seem to offer quite a lot in that sort of area. Do you find it better than your other phones that you have?
Yeah, this is one of the things I miss the most, using the Pixel is my Samsung routines. I just have certain things that, I mean, you saw in the demo, I have things that happen automatically, and you can kind of do that with certain apps. I installed Macro Droid, and I set up some macros to do things automatically on my Pixel to kind of replace that functionality. But it's nice having it built in, and having it automatically transfer over when you get a new phone, just as your settings. So I really like it.
So, John, if I have set a routine on my Galaxy S22, which I did earlier, after hearing your demo, actually, I thought, I'll make a similar routine to connect my AirPods instead of having to keep going into settings and stuff. I thought, this is great. I never thought of using it for that. I'm wondering, will that occur on my S20 FE as well, or will I have to set it on there? Because I know it might transfer to a new phone, but would it, because it's in the same Samsung account, would it share it with the other phone automatically, or not?
No, I think it would. You'd have to set it up
Again, that's a bit
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah, it is. But every device is different. I think you're going to run into some issues. Like I mentioned, a couple of my routines had to do with whether the phone was folded or unfolded.
Yes.
And
True. Yeah.
So every device has different hardware. Obviously, most of them would work, and it'd be nice because when you do transfer a new phone, if it does have, like for example, when I transferred from a foldable to a non-foldable, it transfers all my routines except those. So it could be done. It would be nice if there was.
So it knows.
Yeah.
It'd be good if you could export your routines.
Yeah.
Because although I suppose connecting to a particular Bluetooth device, it might not do that if you haven't paired it or something. But I have routines like when I go to church, my phone goes on to silent, for example, and that should work on any phone that's got navigation turned on. So it'd be quite good if you could export them. Or import them from your Samsung account or something. But anyway, it didn't take me long to set up the routine, so I'll just do it on the other phone as well. But yeah, that was really useful. I'd only really used it for doing things at certain locations before, so that was really handy to hear. There's so many things you can do that I've never done in there, and I just thought this is amazing. All the stuff I'd never thought of. And I set one for when I'm in the garden as well, because in your demo you showed that one of the conditions could be if my Wi-Fi is this many bars, and so I set one so that it would swap onto mobile data if the Wi-Fi was too weak. And things like that. It's really good. I would really miss that if I didn't have a Samsung phone. It's one of my favorite things in the settings.
Well, I do want to say that Samsung has routines done right, and Google's a little bit convoluted. And a lot of times, if you really want to have it to do what Samsung has going, you have to know how to write some scripts and all of that in doing it on the cloud or blah, blah, blah. So I say kudos to Samsung for their routines. Absolutely well done.
No, it's really good. I think they do it well. And thank you for demonstrating that to us. And now, so we turn to the latest beta of Android 14 QPR quarterly platform release 1 and at 2.1. And what have we got to say about this, Warren?
Well, not so much. I think the thing that I find really interesting is that it so-called addresses the fingerprint reader, especially on that Pixel 7. And so there are basically two main fixes for this little point upgrade. And that has to do with fixing the fingerprint reader. And the second one has to do with sometimes I think people have experience where if you remove a SIM card or you swap them or whatever, it may not connect to the cellular network or something, and you probably want need to restart the phone, something like that. I don't use a physical SIM card, so I can't speak to that. But those are the two main things that I address here with this little point upgrade. However, there are other fixes for the Fold and for the tablet. So there's not much to write home here about, but I haven't upgraded, so I can't speak to whether my fingerprint now works or not. So I'll try it once we're done with the episode and all of that, maybe sometime tomorrow, and I'll see whether it works or not. But that's all that there is to this QPR 1 beta 2.1.
So I found a bug with this QPR, and that is if you have a lot of notifications and you have not cleared them and you restart your phone, you will get all the notifications alerts played and read back out to you.
Well, so is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? If, let's say, you didn't see a
It's a
notification and
very
you
bad
restarted
thing
your
because
phone,
it even vibrates your watch.
yeah, like I said, I haven't installed it, so I can't speak to that.
And it's not like okay, your notification plays once, then it pauses. It's like a constant notification. Some of these notifications are like in a loop. So until you don't clear them out, they will keep playing. And the notifications bar also refreshes. So it will be very difficult for you to find the clear button and clear it.
That's bad. So maybe something to report in the feedback channel.
Yeah. And Warren, just to be clear, who gets this this beta version of the quarterly platform release? Who's going to be the willing victim for the notification nonsense?
That's a good observation question, Ed, because I think the phones that qualify for this, the Pixel 8 Pro, even though they qualify, but it hasn't come to those yet. So if you have signed up for the QPR program on your Pixel 8 series, it's a little bit delayed, so you're not going to see it. But other than that, you have it on your 7 and your 6s and all of that. I don't think that the Pixel 5 is qualified anymore. I am not sure if the 5A is either. I haven't, tried to put it on mine. So I don't know. So, but I think mainly if you have the 6 and 7, you should be able to
Yeah.
opt in for that. Yeah.
And is it if you've signed up for the operating system beta program, you don't have to sign up for something different to get the quarterly platform
No,
fees?
you don't.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah. So I will upgrade mine and see what I observe because I'm a
Yeah.
little bit curious, especially for the fingerprint reader. Something tells me it's not going to work, but that's probably being too negative. I can't say that without having tried it. That
Yeah.
would be a fallacy.
This is random and has nothing particular to do with the QPRs. But when Austin mentioned the recurring notifications, what I really like about the Xiaomi is you don't have to scroll your notifications to get a clear all button. There is one on whatever screen you have, even if you have a whole bucket load of notifications behind it. Maybe you ought
that's
not to clear
nice.
them all, but the button is there. It's right there in the right at the bottom. Even there's only 3 notifications on the screen.
Yeah, I also like on Samsung phones how they have a clear all for open apps. Also on Pixel, you have to scroll to the very end of the list to find the clear all button.
Hey, John.
Yeah. What I don't like about Samsung, though, is that the notification, it just says clear versus Google that says clear all. So, if you don't know what you are doing, you think that, clear it means I'm just clearing the one that the button is below. So I like the clear all implementation sound better.
I will say, I was going to say on the Pixel, the trick that Nesma showed me was to do a 2-finger swipe left or right. I think it was left. And sometimes it'll put you on the clear all. Now, the key word I used there is the operative word being sometimes. If you have a boatload of apps open, I have found, though, that does not always work. So, yeah, I do like that on the Samsungs, and I have I have 2 major ones. I actually got some of the smaller A-series phones like the 54 and 32.
Yeah,
and even on them,
you actually have to swipe right all the way to the end till the last app is in focus, and then you have to swipe right again to have the clear all button show up.
So what I do on the Samsung, just hit close all on the bottom, and bye-bye. applications.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
can
how it
even
used
tell.
to be, though. I don't know whose idea it was. I think we started seeing this. Was it back with the Pixel 6? I think it was when Google changed that to where you have to swipe all the way to, the very first page on the right for some reason. But it used to be that the clear all, or it used to be right there where something has it, or close all, whatever, and someone
Yeah, right
changed it.
about 2/3 of the
Yeah.
way up from the bottom, I think. Isn't that right, Warren? From was how it used to be on the
It
old.
used to be right there at the bottom. I think the same position where you find Samsung's
Yeah,
clear
yeah,
all is the same position it
yeah.
used
Oh,
to be.
yeah, right at the very
Yeah,
bottom. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah, it was even on the Pixel 2. I just recently sent my Pixel 2 XL to a friend of mine in Texas, and he was telling me, he's like, man,
What had he done wrong? What had he done wrong? Literally.
What a mean thing to do.
he is a collector of old tech like I am. I mean, I even have his phone's old as the Galaxy Victory, which runs Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. Okay, this is how retro I am in terms of old and new.
I have an Nexus 4 somewhere.
I still have my Nexus 4. I have even the first HTC Dream. I have it sitting here in my drawer. I had
Does
everything
it
Google.
still turn on? Does it still turn on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it turns on really good. It really
Ooh.
does. Yeah.
Ooh, hey.
I still
I
have a
don't know what it does.
Motorola phone from the late 90s that didn't have speech or anything.
I should do some
Yeah.
recordings. I should do some recordings for the podcast on like old phones and apps running on old phones for a nice little retrograde.